Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. People like the girl in our first story really make me question some people's upbringings. How the hell does someone get like that? But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Girl at work is mad I'm not buying her something for my birthday. So my mom and I share a birthday. A little unusual, I know, but apparently I just had to be several weeks early, and this is going to be the first time we celebrate together since I was a kid, for many personal reasons. And with this being the first in years for us, and the first time since I've been old enough to walk and earn money, I wanted to do something nice for her and ordered a gorgeous bouquet for her, since I know she adores flowers. The thing is, I suck at surprises because I love seeing the happiness as quickly as possible, a shared trait since she bought something for me as well and I already know what it is. And the flowers won't arrive until tomorrow, so instead of showing Mom, I showed a girl I'm close with at work. A trainee, let's call her Emma, in my area walked by and noticed what I was showing, and I explained who they were for and when they'd arrive, and she expressed confusion because my birthday's marked in the calendar in our work area, so she asked why I'm giving someone else a present on my birthday. I explained that my mom and I share a birthday and that's why. And I thought she understood. She seemed to make a joke about it when hers would arrive, and the three of us laughed and went back to work. A few hours later, I'm packing up for the day, cleaning my bakery and getting ready to head home, and Emma walks in with her phone. Not allowed in the kitchen, but everything is put up already and I'm in the process of cleaning, so I don't say anything. And shows me a lovely bouquet of flowers, 24 long stem roses, and some Godiva chocolates. I comment on how pretty they are, assuming she was showing me something her husband was getting her for Valentine's Day. Nope. Emma, aren't they pretty? And they're only X number of dollars. I don't remember how much, but well over 100. Yeah, they're gorgeous. I love roses, though I usually prefer yellow or pink ones myself. I kept cleaning while she puts her phone away and is watching me. Emma, well, are you getting them? At this point, I figured she thought I hadn't ordered the bouquet and was trying to help me figure out what to get Mom, so I explained that I'd already ordered some flowers and they would be delivered on Monday. Here she seemed to get pissy and huffed a little. Emma, how do you know I'll like them? This made me stop and realize she thought I was ordering flowers for her too, and it really kind of pissed me off. Why do I care if you'll like them? I ordered flowers for my mom, not you. Emma, yeah, but you said you shared your birthday with her, so I thought you could share with me too. We share a birthday, as in we literally have the same birthday. She's getting flowers for her birthday. Anyway, I don't need to get you anything for yours, and you're definitely not getting an expensive present for you, even if I do want to get a gift for you. Emma started in how rude it was to show off my wealth. I make as much as she does, and unlike her, I don't live in Section 8 housing and receive food stamps, and how unfair it was that her own daughter couldn't buy her anything nice for Valentine's Day because she's 10, and her own husband doesn't like to celebrate. I ignored her, told my friend about what she said on my way out, and came home for the weekend. It's not a huge deal, but it did annoy me that she not only demanded a gift from me for my birthday, but also picked out a ridiculously expensive one at that, and had the nerve to call me rude for being excited about my mom's present. She was probably one of those kids that threw a tantrum at other kids' birthday parties because they didn't have a present to open up as well, so their parents would show up with a gift for the birthday boy/girl and a present for their own entitled hellspawn. And our second story. You want everything to be salt-free? Okay. This story's from a dinner party I hosted before the pandemic. I invited 6 folks, and shortly after the invites were sent, I received a call from Sally. Sally advised me that she was now on a salt-free diet due to medical reasons. She advised that at home she cooked without any salt and gave me a speech about how wonderful salt-free life was. I was skeptical and advised her that I would personally find it difficult to give up all salt. Was she sure she wasn't just on a low-sodium diet? Sally advised that unless her dish was salt-free, she wouldn't be attending. While telling her no was an option, I'm not that person. I was pissed off at Sally for years of being difficult at the dinner table in restaurants, Trust me, there was always something wrong with her meal, or its preparation, or the flavor, or the water, or... With a smile so large you could hear it through the phone, I assured her that her request for salt-free was 100% going to be accommodated. On the dinner night, I prepped the meal. Sally was getting the same thing as everyone else with one critical difference. All her food was prepped in separate containers, baked on separate racks, and seasoned with exactly the same flavors, sans salt. Dinner time and my guests arrive. I have all of Sally's food plated on white plates. Everyone else gets gray plates. First round, appetizers, fried calamari with lemon jalapeno butter sauce. This dish typically has salt in both the batter and the sauce. As Sally couldn't have that, I battered her calamari in salt-free seasonings and flour. Her condiment looked exactly the same, but was made with unsalted butter and no added salt. I placed Sally's plate in front of her first, and she immediately states that she asked for salt-free. I assure her that the dish is salt-free, and I made sure to cook hers separate and even use a different colored plate to keep it straight. We all sit to talk and enjoy the squid. Sally takes a bite and makes a face. "Mine has no flavor," she exclaims. All my other guests tell Sally it's divine, delicious, best they've had, etc. I smile at Sally and tell her that her dish was flavored exactly as everyone else. The only difference is that she received absolutely no salt. It's at this point that Sally has a moment of clarity. It's painfully obvious on her face. She realizes she can't complain about the lack of salt as she's already told the table about her salt-free life. She also can't claim it tastes terrible if everyone else is raving about the food. She literally looks like she was about to cry at the table. As my guests enjoy their dinner, Sally's slowly doing the toddler play with her food munch and pushing her calamari around the plate. After a few moments, she reaches for the sauce that I made for everyone else. "Sally, be careful. The salt-free sauce is in the white bowl. That one has salt." She mumbles something about wanting to taste the difference before literally dumping the bowl on her calamari. She then exclaims how much better it tasted. You and I know that, of course. Things taste better with salt. So this drama repeated itself over the main course of honey-roasted salmon with pine nuts. I also am no heathen and had both salt and pepper on the table for my guests. I'm not going to judge you for needing more flavor. Here we go. Sally takes a bite of her fish and once again realizes that it has no salt. She reaches for the salt shaker and conversation stops. Another guest asks Sally if she was okay with adding salt to her food. She says that she can occasionally have salt. She proceeds to shower her fish with salt sprinkles. I also made some cookies for dessert. The dough uses a little salt. I made sure to whip up a separate batch of cookies wrapped to go for her. Salt-free, of course. When I handed her those cookies, the look of defeat that hit her face warmed my heart. Dinner's over. Everyone's happy except for Sally. I called her the next week to make sure she was okay as she consumed sodium at my party. Sally told me her doctor has removed her sodium restrictions and she won't need that accommodation at future meals. On the phone, I congratulate her for her good health. When I hang up, I laugh until my sides hurt. Salt-free life apparently doesn't taste good when the salt is actually omitted. Note: to any on a low or no sodium diet for their health, I commend you. Sally, however, wasn't actually on this diet. This is evidenced by her shock at how salt-free food tasted. I confirmed with her husband that she never stopped using salt at home. Her salt-free claims were a ploy for attention that backfired tastelessly. Edit. Common question: why are we friends? Sally's married to one of my best friends. As my friend is elected to stay married to her, I have tolerated her. I wouldn't call her a friend, but we are where we are. You know, this reminds me of the fact that salt was so valued in ancient times that some nations' governments paid their soldiers, and I'm thinking the Romans especially, in a certain amount of salt per month. I also think that's where the old saying, "not worth his salt," comes from, in reference to a soldier who didn't do their duty correctly. And our last story. The HOA president and treasurer have been arrested. My parents moved into the neighborhood they're at now about 13 years ago. It didn't have an HOA, or if it did, it was pretty basic and not a lot of rules. Then about 3 or 4 years ago, we started getting letters in the mail about new HOA rules that were absurdly strict, like no satellite dishes in the front of the house, or no cars parked in the front if the driveway's empty, or trash cans must be out at the curb at a certain time and must be taken back in at a certain time. because apparently people don't work and can just be so vigilant about the trash cans on the curbs. One time, someone from the city came by and told us our grass was too long, but not to worry about it because apparently someone with a lot of time on their hands called the city to report all the neighbors. Then the block parties and renovations started. The HOA started throwing these block parties every season, always hiring the same vendors. They changed the neighborhood signage one year, and I should admit it did look better than what was there before. They also added a sort of paved area at the entrance that was deemed the common area. Then earlier this year, they changed the signage again. The font is god-awful and nothing like the overall theme of the neighborhood. They also added horrible RGB LED lighting to it. Then they started doing more construction to the common area. And keep in mind that this is not in the actual neighborhood, but at the entrance just outside the neighborhood along a popular running trail in town. Well, some folks in the hood weren't liking these recent changes, nor the fact that they were being made with HOA funds and without consulting the homeowners first. Then came the lawsuit. Someone filed an injunction against the HOA saying that the funds were being misappropriated. People complained that the recent renovations were not needed, and apparently the HOA president was planning on building rows of barbecue pits in the common area for some effing reason, and there were slabs of concrete already there to get started on it. People also complained that the block parties were excessive and that the HOA president was always inviting all of his extended family to them. The Nextdoor app was a lot of him ranting about how he built the HOA up from the sad shape it was in before and all this stuff. So he said he was handing off the HOA to some company so we could all go F ourselves or something like that. The week before he tried to resign, he and our treasurer were arrested for embezzling money from yearly fees. It also turns out that the treasurer wasn't even a homeowner, but living in his cousin's house or something. Anyway, now the HOA is frozen and the homeowners are talking about starting a new one. They pretty much agreed that it will be a very minimal one, mostly taking care of the grass and the common areas and things like that. No more parties or renovations. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.